Now, for the real stuff. Welcome to It Takes a Village and the Power of Mentoring. This presentation is given by H20 Upper Secondary School in Oslo, Norway. My name is Lalo Dersim and I am your moderator. I will be producing, starting and ending this streaming, as well as handling technical issues and questions on our way. We would like to remind you to use the hashtags H20vgs, hashtag H20metervillage, hashtag WorldEduWeek if you could. On the right side is a button labeled chat where you can write your questions and comments. Please note social media stacks and links to all live films in this streaming will be added there as well. Now, over to Principal of H20, Astrid Grete.
Again, welcome to It Takes a Village and the Power of Mentoring. This presentation is given by H20 Upper Secondary School in Oslo, Norway. The picture shown H20's GA company program pupils the moment their teacher Kjetill Gunnarson wins Entrepreneurship Teacher of the Year 2019. Remember this picture because it will come back a couple of times. This streaming will show our journey and the 5 steps H20 has taken to change, grow and develop entrepreneurship pupils through the power of mentoring. It takes a village to raise a child is our motto, as given by the African proverb. We are proud to have been selected for the World Education Week 100 Showcase Schools. Our school is presented by myself, Principal Astrid Grete, Head of Development Marianne Mork, and Entrepreneurship Teacher Kjetill Gunnarson. As you can see, we have each got quotes that summarize what we want to communicate today. Collaboration is the new competition comes from Katrine Aspaas, a Norwegian journalist and writer. I believe that collaboration and competition cannot be separated from each other. We can use both to make great schools and organizations. This presentation has the following agenda: the school, the village, the power, the journey, the 5 steps, and the sharing. This and the next picture shows 2019 Junior Achievement Norway Champions in Social Entrepreneurship, Yalla Miljø UB. Thanks to Kais, Torentina, Hassan, Ahmad, Abdul, and Abdallah. Yalla Miljø UB aimed at saving the world by transporting things by using an electric cycle, and ended up being interviewed on national television together with Norway's present finance minister. Special thanks to Kais, Torentina, and Hassan for their fabulous journey.
Historien bak det? Det faktisk en interessant historie bak det. Ordet Yalla kommer jo fra arabisk og betyr hurtig. Så satt vi entreprenørskapsteam en gang bakerst i klassen og drev og tull med hverandre egentlig. Så kommer læreren Kjetill Gunnarson bort til oss og sier vi må ha navn nå, med tanke på tidsfristen gikk ut samme dag. Oi, det var veldig... Ja. Så glapp det ut av munnen med plutselig Yalla. Og så det passer jo perfekt med tanke på at vi ønsker å redde miljøet hurtig. Ja. Jeg vet ikke hvordan du var da du var 17 år, men jeg hadde i alle fall ikke en bedrift.
Nei, jeg hadde ikke det. Og jeg har fulgt Ungt Entreprenørskap nå gjennom mange år. Og jeg ser det nivået det ligger på nå, både ved å utvikle tjenester og utvikle produkter. Det er et kjempehøyt nivå. Og dette gjør jo også at skolen blir mer praktisk. Det har vært mye snakk om at skolen er så teoretisk og ikke engasjerer alle ungdommer. Men her får du virkelig lære gjennom å gjøre ting. Og det er det jeg hører når jeg snakker med ungdom både på messen, men også rundt omkring i Norge. Det er at gjennom ungdomsbedrift så får du samspillet mellom fagene og arbeidslivet. Ja, og matte blir litt motstander, jeg skjønner.
Ja, jeg personlig hatet matte veldig mye før. Det var det verste faget jeg hadde. Men liksom, Via entreprenørskap følger du muligheten til elever til å se sine egne styrker og jobbe med noe de faktisk er glad i. Så vi ser faktisk effekten av at det er flere elever som nesten ikke dukker opp på skolen, men elsker å komme til entreprenørskapstime. Og nå plutselig så tror jeg en regnskapsfører og fører inn regnskap og så videre, så jeg føler liksom fag gir deg mulighet til å se andre fag på et annet synspunkt. Og jeg føler andre fag også burde implementere entreprenørskap.
Det gir deg liksom på en måte muligheten til å gjøre det du faktisk ønsker. Vi får deg til å lage din egen vei.
Veldig bra, dere er en stor inspirasjon, og lykke til videre.
Tusen takk.
Og takk for at dere kom.
Takk skal du ha.
H20 Upper Secondary School is reinvented in itself to become the green school at the heart of Oslo. In Norwegian, den grønne sentrumsskolen. H20 offers several academic programs and vocational health and social care programs. We are also year by year including more H20 Mentor Village partners. I'm very proud to introduce our school leaders at the corner of the Botanical Gardens, our closest neighbor. We work as a team to facilitate and support entrepreneurial programs at H20. Teacher and project co-coordinator for the H20 Mentor Village is at the right. The next film shows our beautiful school building from 1922 and the 88 steps raised to the top. Happily, pupils mostly win. As you can see, in many ways, we are also the school at the green heart of Oslo. I'm now handing over to Head of Development, Marianne Mork, to present H20's partners in our global is local mentor village concept.
Thank you, Astrid. At the corner of Oslo's Botanical Gardens, between Bjørvika and Grünerløkka, in the very center of the city, H20 has built its mentor village of partners. The amount of mentors and the duration of mentoring is unique to our school, perhaps even globally, and we believe this is key to the results and journey we will be sharing today. On this slide, you not only see where we are situated, but also who our partners are. And the Google map hopefully gives you an impression of how close by many of them are to us. We are especially proud of our green Oslo Fjordhage, Oslo's hydrocultural classroom floating around in the Oslo harbor. So what are the concepts behind H20 Mentor Village? Teachers are not enough. Our pupils also need mentors and other local change agents. As the African proverb says, it takes a village. In H20's case, a village dedicated to entrepreneurial education methodologies, ensuring that our pupils are engaged and empowered and that they deep learn via social entrepreneurship, sustainable development, and global is local citizenship. By the way, the H20 Mentor Village logo is made by pupil Hanne Aasenden, who also won the Moral Best Logo in the Oslo Championships 2019. Thanks. H20's primary triggers is the GA, the Junior Achievement Youth Company Program. In Norwegian, Ungt Entrepreneurskap, UE, and their ungdomsbedrifter with the abbreviation UB. GA Norway gives Norwegian schools the core of their entrepreneurial education methodologies. As a school, we're extremely happy with the quality and services GA/UE Norway and especially GA/UE Oslo give us. Credits especially to Siv Elin, Kim and Henriette. For some reason, our school has been able to get good results in Oslo region with 30+ competitor schools over the last years. The picture shows the 2018 co-winner Café B04 and their stand at the national championships where they gave live haircuts to visitors under the motto, Youth for Youth, by Youth for Youth. The next film shows the pupils behind Café B04 interviewed at the national championships, where they came second in sales team and third in social entrepreneurship. Each of them was offered minimum 3 mentors per person during the UB year, which is the main replicable reason we believe that our school has succeeded over the last years.
Hei, jeg Ivan, jeg økonomiansvarlig i Kafé B04. Jeg Shab, og jeg daglig leder på Kafé B04. Hei, jeg Hassan, og jeg markedsansvarlig på Kafé B04. Hei, jeg Ahmed, jeg personansvarlig på Kafé B04. På Kafé B04 får du hjelp med søknad til CV, du får selvfølgelig mat og drikke, og du får en gratis klipp. Og vi hjelper deg med å søke jobb og komme ut i markedet.
H20 secondary trigger a local innovation networks. So our challenge to schools all over the world is find your neighborhood incubators. As you can see, Oslo has had an explosion of incubators since 2009, many around our school. We found TøyenUnlimited and Ashoka changemakers who support our pupils on a regular basis, even sometimes with guest offices. Thanks to Helga, Lena, Yasin, Helena, and especially Sarah. H20's third triggers are Oslo Rotary Club and Rotary mentors in general. I'm now handing over to our entrepreneurship teacher, Kjetill Gunnarson, to present the last 2 partner triggers in our H20 mentor village. Kjetill is also a member of Oslo Rotary Club and active in recruiting Rotary mentors so far to 7 different entrepreneurship schools in Oslo.
So, thank you, Marianne. Rotary is a global network of 35,000 plus clubs and 1.2 million neighbors, all who see a world where people unite and take action to create lasting change. Our challenge to the world schools is to use your local Rotary clubs and use your local Rotary mentors. They are there for the world schools and want to take action together with you. The next film is about Rotary's global support for education.
A single act of good can go a long way. It can cross oceans, cure disease, and create equality. As members of Rotary, we are people of action, and our actions have the power to speak loud and clear. Our vision and commitment to finding solutions keeps us connected to those who need it most, changing lives and creating opportunities with our groundbreaking work in education and literacy. There are more kids enrolled in school now than at any other point in human history, which is why supporting teachers is key.
H20's 4th trigger are other local mentors. At the Green School at the heart of Oslo, we have a sustainable preference for green partners and have listed the BotanicalGardens, the ClimateHouse, the Neighbourhood Gardens, Oslo Living Lab, and Sukkerbiten Friends. We also link up to as many youth programs and centres as we can, such as YMCA, Tøyen and Sterling Sports Clubs, and the UN Association. At H20, we're especially proud of our green startup teacher, Hans-Jørgen Hamre, who village founded Oslo's hydroculture classroom floating around Oslo Harbour, offering change and growth services to the pupils and students of Oslo. He really has a green heart himself. As stated before, teachers alone are not enough. Our pupils also need gardeners, coaches, mentors, sponsors, and transformers. Based on the logical levels concept created by Robert Dilts, the first of my 3 level stacks show gardeners co-change your environment, answering the questions where and when. Coaches co-change your capabilities, answering the question what. Teachers co-change your competences, answering the question how. Mentors co-change your values, answering the question, why? Sponsors co-change your identities, answering the question, who? Transformers co-change systems, answering the question, who else? Only the village and new pedagogies for deep learning, NPDL, can give schools real power to change and raise a child. This slide shows the H20 journey in some detail, maybe too much. If you're especially interested, watch the recording and freeze this frame so that you have enough time to read it. The most important takeout is that each H20 entrepreneurship pupil is offered a minimum of 3 mentors each. We have now arrived at perhaps the most important part, the 5 takeaways for the world schools. In its recent reinvention of national curriculums, the Norwegian Directorate of Education added deep learning, dybdelæring på norsk, as perhaps its key cross-subject concept. H20 Mentor Village expands the definition of deep learning, of dybdelæring, with mobilizing, activating and coordinating local partners to enable and run a school-centered mentor village, thereby sustainably teaching, mentoring and sponsoring a child. And offering, in that way, pupils change agents at all logical levels. The logical levels of gardeners, coaches, teachers, mentors, sponsors and transformers from local 24/7 mentor villages. Teachers alone are not enough. From this perspective, the best theory we found was npdl.global with 4 deep learning elements, which we've renamed PEP3. Mobilized learning partnerships, P. Activate 24/7 learning environments, E. Leverage digital learning platforms, P. Very pedagogical learning practices, P. And then we added 3, or mentor, mentor, mentor in your village. So PEP3. Let's walk through these 5 takeaways one by one, but first my aha experience. In 2015, my pupils won their first Oslo championship when I was at Oslo Handelsgymnasium. Thanks to sticky headphones, UB, Erlend, Fredrik, Sivart, Olav, Nora, Johanna, Frida, and to teachers Vivian, Hege, and Berit, who through learning by doing showed me many of the entrepreneurship education methodologies written on the right side of this slide. You know, at that point, I really thought hard work and these principles were enough. Boy, was I wrong. Hard work is not enough to win national championships. In 2015, a small community on the west coast of Norway deservedly won most of the national championship medals. West Ship Supply's UB won by involving their neighborhood, their municipality, their local companies, and their relatives and friends. They actually built a 2-meter prototype in steel that really worked at the bottom of sea-based salmon cages. Aha, neighborhoods, not individual schools, win national JA competitions. It takes a village. Specifically, it takes a mentor village. So let's go research what makes the village neighborhood around our school, H20, unique. In 2017, I mapped 4 local innovation clusters at national Norway level. Innovation-incubators, social entrepreneurs, green sustainability, and smart city and smart buildings. These early stages, in this early stage of building our H20 mentor village, we have 3 types of learning partnerships. We have knowledge-based, we have local, and we have international. Some examples are shown in detail down to the right, but the four ones shown on this slide are TøyenUnlimited, Ashoka, Nabolagshagar and Oslo Living Lab, with perhaps an extra thank you to Helene Gallis, who has been central here. BotanicalGardens ClimateHouse, Oslo's new library, and other buildings around the harbour. In the coming film, two of H20's entrepreneurship pupils, Ali and Shad, show how they got 200,000 euros for the local YMCA, using as a trigger their Café BO4UB, which we've seen before, which now has thrived in multiple locations since 2017. This is impressive work, guys.
Grønland er stedet. Grønland er stedet, altså. Nå kommer vi til forhandlingshuset, så det er rett og slett en felles møteplass for ungdommer som kan komme og jobbe med skole, eventuelt være med på ulike arrangementer som vi arrangerer, som lederakademi eller... Vi mener jo at det er best at vi designer de tiltakene for de ungdommer selv. Så tipset mitt er egentlig jobbe hardt, gjøre det man elsker, og drite i hva andre syns, og bare kjøre på.
Interesting advice, Ali and Shad. We have now come to the deep theory of this streaming. During my vocational teacher's education in 2013, I read Outliers, where success is defined as 1, 10,000 hours of service. Magnus Carlsson probably had 10,000 chess hours by the age of 8. Luck, lucky opportunities. You have to be lucky. So sometimes you have to try many times to get that luck. 3, your cultivated legacy, your cultural background matters. 4, tiger parenting, what your parents do matter. And tiger parenting is my rewriting. And 5, plan timing. If you don't plan, you plan to fail. Tiger parenting is also inspired by the recent meme, Tiger Mums, and the fact that tigers actually are really cool animals that thrive in forests and other green garden and school spaces. Unequal Childhoods by Larot describes approaches for raising children, 2 approaches, concerted cultivation and natural growth. Both books offer models on leveling social inequalities. The trigger is class, especially the contrast between how parents relate to authority figures and how they view their children's leisure time and activities. So remember that leisure time and activities and authority figures. Larot describes 2 parallel family cultures for raising children. 1, concerted cultivation by tiger parents, and 2, accomplishment of natural growth. In concerted cultivation arenas, life has a hectic pace. Kids' activities rule life, parents intervene to customize. In natural growth arenas, life has a slower pace. And parents are more concerned, with their daily struggles than with kids' activities. For today's presentation, for kids, read pupils. For parents, read teachers and the mentor village. The main goals for the H20 Mentor Village is create the maximum amount of 24/7 concerted cultivation arenas, so arenas for growth. Create a sense of entitlement to succeed amongst our pupils. In this slide, some more details on pros and cons are shown, and we'll pull out concerted cultivation arenas strengthen pupils' ability to navigate the institutional world. They get larger vocabularies and they have more comfort with authority figures and discussing alternatives, finding alternatives to futures and what they need to and want to do. In natural growth arenas, children's needs are often overlooked and they end up with a sense of restraint and more limited life quests. In all Oslo schools, there is a mixture of concerted cultivation and natural growth pupils, each school with a different percentage spread. The daily life of a teacher betwixt and between these 2 pupil groups is quite different. So tiger teachers need to have 7 thoughts in their heads at the same time. Grading and extras is unique for concerted cultivation. Absence, basic skills and subjects is relevant for both. And behavior passivity is perhaps unique for natural growth. In a pure natural growth class, which luckily doesn't exist, The main focus of the teacher is to handle absences, building mental models of each pupil to ensure each of them on an ongoing individual basis gets the absolute minimum knowledge sets so that they can handle the next steps of the curriculum, even if they've been absent. Then teachers get to handle behavior, then passivity, then basic skills as reading, writing, presentations, and digital skills. Finally, if the teachers are lucky, they get to work on subject areas. For Tiger City Oslo, Tigerstaden, the eighth thought is co-discovering with third culture Tiger pupils. Third culture who are between two cultures or three cultures, such as myself, who had gone to 20 different schools by the age of 25. It's great to be a teacher with that background. For H20 Tiger School, the big challenge is finding and co-creating mentoring village arenas, where we can offer concerted cultivation to our mainly third culture pupils. Gradually, we will create real 24/7 learning environments for pupils inside the school building and classrooms, in tailored mentoring arenas, in the schoolyards and the school streets, such as Nabolaget recently did with Helena and all her helpers, and with multiple village partners. Present early stage arenas are shown here, early stages of H20 Mentor Village are shown here, again with junior achievement, Rotary, green partners, and leadership growth programs as the most relevant. As you can see, our pupils can be offered up to 4 different youth programs and leadership programs. Putting the full responsibility on the teachers alone in their classrooms is clearly counterproductive. To concerted cultivate our H20 pupils, we need both the mentor village and internal school mentoring resources. When your country's goal is that all young children should graduate from high school, the need for defined school mentoring roles and villages increase, and the ratio of teachers to students decreases. To the left, please see our strong internal H20 mentoring resources. Thanks for your good and strong and hard work, guys, using long-term relations, individual adaptations, and flere group conflict co-learnings. This is perhaps the most important slide of the whole presentation. As authority figures and parent cultivation levelers, H20's Mentor Village aims to foster 24/7 interactions where pupils and mentors take trusting co-responsibility in school and leisure time. Note and leisure time. School hours alone are not enough. What 24/7 learning environments can a school-centered Mentor Village offer its pupil? Here is a listing of tentative concerted cultivation arenas. Note, this is a work in progress. Personally, I believe that each big city school should have school learning centers where pupils are taken out of classroom for mentoring over shorter periods. Oslo's Hydrocultural Classroom is a non-standard example of such a school learning center. Also note a personal dream that Rotaract and JI alumni come together in combined clubs, so the 2 logos shown there. If there are any school politicians at Oslo, Norway and OECD level listening to this streaming, this is something I and we would love talking with them about. Tiger teachers and Tiger mentors believe in their Tiger pupils. Their goal is to create a sense of entitlement, of self-worth, of self-efficacy to succeed. Here come 2 films with Ashoka changemaker interviews with Dorentina and Johanna.
In entrepreneurship, he saw that I had a quality as a leader as well, and I didn't see that. So what I needed at that point was, when I didn't believe in myself, I had to have somebody that could push me and that could say to me that you are enough and you have potential and you are great at what you're doing. Just believe in yourself and take the next step.
Mitt vei mot changemaking Der har det vært veldig viktig for meg å få støtte fra først og fremst læreren vår, har hjulpet oss veldig mye og støttet oss i tider når vi ikke trodde på at vi kom til å ha det og klare det. Så var han der og sa, jo, dette her kommer dere garantert til å klare så lenge dere jobber for det og holder fokuset på målet.
Okay, this is a tight slide. It's takeaway 4, leverage digital learning platforms. This is also mostly read details from the recording slide. It shows the 7 different perspectives national and regional school authorities need to have in balance in designing, setting up, and running their technology platforms. School digital authorities need to have 7 thoughts in their heads at the same time. If there are any school ICT managers at Oslo, Norway, and OECD level listening to this streaming, this is something I would love talking to them about. However, teachers need only to have 3 thoughts at the same time. Pupil-centered learning journal systems, LJS. Team-centered collaboration and project management systems, PPPM. Teacher-centered learning management systems, LMS. After being offered 3 mentors each, the second main differentiator for H20 pupils is perhaps day-by-day learning and training on a setup of H20 internal platform with Office 365, Teams, Planner, which is changing name to Tasks, It's Learning, and Memrise. The lists inside the 3 platforms on the right show the majority of app tools used during the JA year. The given tools drive the processes and the work activities. In many ways, H20 entrepreneurship classes become flipped classrooms with pre-worked apps, pre-worked lists, pre-worked checklist, program, project management, all in combination with pre-seen films. Another key success factor of H20 youth companies might be our active use of Teams Planner, soon to be Tasks. Thanks to Retour des Selves, Ube, Naomi, Tiba, Kwabena, and Aziz for this demonstration, where we show a number of checklists. This slide is the second of 3 learning level stacks. Challenging or perhaps expanding Bloom's hierarchies with parallel logical levels. It's interesting to see that many of these theories don't really contradict each other. They are simply solutions at different logical levels and can work together, not against each other. For entrepreneurial education, H20 believes in mixing pedagogics, social constructurism, blending teacher-guided and student-centered. Both of these crystallized in the mentoring interactions. And again, Freire's liberationism for 24/7 learning environments where teachers co-discover with pupils. Teachers don't always know what's going to happen next. Amongst my pupils, perhaps the one who has taken his entrepreneurship class learnings the furthest is Alexander Ragnvaldsen, a Norwegian School of Economics and Business Administration, NHH student. In 2019, he won a global business school case competition. And these are really, really large, really. This is amazing, Alexander and team, well done. Alexander recently sent me an email where he wrote that he used what he learned in my entrepreneurship class 14-15 on a daily basis. He studied using techniques of speed reading and note-taking. He used multiple step writing sequences. He used business plan layout structures from our classes, sales techniques for his pitch presentations. And finally, what he thought was the biggest learning, process writing the same documents again and again and again. He was especially thankful for the speed reading and note-taking techniques. Junior Achievement, Ungt Entreprenørskap Norway, has created unique concerted cultivation arenas with actually 27 practices, approaching the same problem, the problem of building a youth company over an 8-month school year, continuously changing between different perspectives. This is really learning by doing. One approach, one capability, one competence is not enough. To really learn new identities and value, to really move pupils from perhaps natural growth mindsets to concerted cultivation mindsets, multiple practices, approaches are required and necessary. Personally, I'm very thankful for what Junior Achievement Entrepreneurship has done, and I know of no more effective transformational programs for natural growth pupils moving to concerted cultivation and moving towards self-efficacy mindsets than the JA/UE company programs. Thank you. All my school subjects follow the same learning steps during a school year. The steps are the same whether I have a majority of concerted cultivation or natural growth pupils, but the time spent on each tool is quite different. Step 1 is, of course, vocabulary building, core to all learning, and to break glass ceilings in society. How you speak, what you say is a key. Step 2 is writing practice, again and again and again. Step 3 is practical cases, learning by doing with real-life cases as far as possible. Step 4 is exams practice, as close as possible to the real day, what happens on the real day of the exams. And step 5 is digital notes, offering the pupils to be journal-centric and to train study techniques. The core, of course, is process rewriting. My pupils tell me that they get an average of 1 grade higher in all writing subjects by using what they named Kjetill's dance in most writing exercises, and have spread it to many other schools in Oslo. I am actually a little nervous I'm a little nervous right now because I have to out myself as a dancer to the world schools, but here goes. The 5 steps of Kjetill's learning and writing dance are definitions, sources, examples, on the one side, on the one hand, on the other hand, and my opinion is. Once more. Definition, sources, examples, on the one hand, on the other hand, my opinion is. Some of my students asked me, would I dare to put on this mask? And I did. Hello pupils, you asked me to do it and I did it. The third of my 3 level stacks, the three levels learning level stacks lists a series of learning to learn methodologies and tools within parallel logical levels. Kjetill's learning dance is included in this stack. Many of these models are well worth sharing in detail in other by teachers, for teachers arenas. So we are getting closer to the ending. Let's watch another film. Thinking back to the first page, the girl number 2 from the right is Hanne, who made the tiger logo. Okay. This is important that tiger teachers and tiger mentors build relationships with their tiger pupils. And here is the moment from 2 perspectives where I was announced Entrepreneurship Teacher of the Year in Oslo, March 2019. Run film.
Det er en utrolig måte som gir veldig, veldig gode resultater. Og denne prisen går til deg, Kjetill.
Thanks. Finally, let's come back to the core of this sharing. Mentor, always mentor, mentor, mentor in your village. There is a saying that there are 3 secrets in buying property: location, location, location. And I think in many ways, the secret of a mentor village is always mentor, mentor, mentor. Here are 2020 pupils from SOS UB, Save Our Seas, interviewed by a national newspaper. Thanks again to SOS UB, Save Our Seas, who influence youth that influences influences. So thanks to Johanna, Ishwak and Jemima. Remakers UB, who take it and remake it. So thanks to all of you, and thanks to Retour de Sel, who exchange transport creds for recycling, Naomi, Kwabena and Tiba. Tiger teachers also build relationships with their JA partner teachers. Special thanks to Klaus and Paul at Kongshamn, amongst so many other fantastic teachers. But Klaus and Paul are perhaps the best competing collaborators that we have in UJ Ungt Entreprenørskap Oslo. Klaus and I have actually been competing since our early 20s in badminton. He won singles, I won mixed, and we won doubles every second time. And I dare say, taking some words from Leeds and from Liverpool, that we are both mad professors who make sure our pupils will never walk alone. Let's watch a movie from JA Norway on what JA teachers do, as they're clearly more than a teacher.
Du må være litt gæren når du viser elevene at du bryr deg om dem, og du viser elevene at du virkelig gir av deg selv.
Det er veldig mye sånn learning by doing, sånn at jeg putter jo mye ansvaret over på dem, på det å komme opp med noen gode ideer.
De jobber jo mye tverrfaglig. Du henter inn litt skriving hos norsklæreren, så har du litt økonomi, og kanskje litt markedsføring. Og jo mer fag du kan trekke inn, jo mer lærer du.
Du får en veilederrolle mer enn en vanlig tradisjonell undervisningslærer, da, for å kalle det. Det skal være en sånn motivator.
So, let's take a deep breath. What is the final sharing from our school H20? Quite simply, or actually quite complexly, and absolutely quite fun, it takes a mentor village with a Tiger School hub. Our future pupils need a school-centered mentor village, a school as 24 learning hub, where gardeners, coaches, teachers, mentors, sponsors and transformers co-create a palette of sustainable, concerted cultivation arenas to engage the pupils. Student agency should be at the heart of teaching and education in the future, thereby ensuring that the wisdom of teachers can co-activate a sense of pupil entitlement to succeed. From this perspective, the 5 steps in H20's adaptation of deep learning, PEPP3, so the secret is to mobilize learning partnerships, to activate 24/7 learning environments, to vary pedagogical learning practices, to leverage digital learning platforms, and to mentor in your village. The picture at the bottom is from OECD's Andreas Schleicher, shown at the opening of the World Education Week, where he shared his 4 scenarios on the future of schooling. As H20, we hope that the future of schooling will be more number 3, schools as learning hubs. H20 pupil Dorentina gets to have the final word on what a Tiger JA entrepreneurship teacher does. Thank you.
I would say my teacher, I see him as a change maker because he actually made a whole class of so many people that used to be bullies, you know, people that never came to school, people that never did their homework. He made them all come together and all worked. Everybody did their homework, everybody met up at time, everybody did what they had to do because they thought it was fun, you know, so he made the school day and the teaching fun.
Thanks, Kjetill. and welcome to the fade out slide. If you wish to know more about the school H20, take a look at our social media stack to the left. Remember to use these hashtags. Hashtag H20, hashtag 20 Mentor Village, hashtag World EDU, if you could. We have also shared much of the comments and Q&A section, so take care to copy what you want to keep before you leave. Thanks again for participating at It Takes a Village and the Power of Mentoring. This presentation was given by H20 Upper Secondary School in Oslo, Norway.